to bring in a whole bunch of more other clients.
Right, yeah, Anton would love you for that because he's really into the idea of helping people, communicating, and don't expect to sell to everybody. You can
Yes.
actually just hang out with people online or offline without actually needing to sell. And that kind of the next part of this question is we've been talking about branding. And so it's been very much about personal branding, and you've applied it brilliantly to your company because your company is so associated with you. Now, how do you make that leap as basically saying I've got a personal brand and I can leverage that to my company? Then my company becomes its own entity that has its own personality. How do you bridge that gap?
So that's a good question. I think, it depends on what type of business you're in, right? Certain businesses can market the business brand very, very effectively, like an Apple, right? My
Mm.
business is really about that personal relationship, people trusting me. So it is about the personal brand. It's not so much about the company. And our business has been around a really, really long time, which is very unique in our industry too, because we have a very loved brand and our clients love us. And we've been doing, and we've always maintained small. That's something that we've done by design. We never wanted to get that big because we wanted to make sure my philosophy was is that if we had a client call in and they could say, hey, blah blah blah, my name is Will, and then my someone on my team was like, hey, Will, blah blah blah, they would immediately know the name. I felt like if someone called and they said my name is such and such, and we couldn't tell by their name and their voice, then we had grown too big, and I felt like then we couldn't
Mm.
provide the value that we were well known for. But to answer your question, I think, in this day and age, if you're running a small business, you have to have a face to that business because your name isn't so big that it becomes iconic. And at some point, you can pull away, just like many, leaders have. But I think it's an opportunity. And I'm a very much of an introverted person, a very private person. So it was really hard for me to be comfortable with that. But I think I've learned that, you get to decide on what you want to share and what you don't want to share. And, if you don't become a voice for your business, then your industry becomes a voice for your business. And in the financial industry, that would be very difficult for